Last week, the biggest thing that happened in crypto was the IPO of Circle, the USDC stablecoin issuer. They had a great response from the market. Prices started at the bottom and went up for several days, and we're going to see what's going to happen for the rest of this week, month, and year. And I told y'all last week that the two biggest winners of crypto is obviously one, Bitcoin, and then number two, stablecoins. And right now we're hearing more news about both of them, but in particularly from Uber. They're talking about integrating stablecoins in the future. Now check out the words from the Uber CEO.
Obviously you can have your opinions on Bitcoin, but it's a proven commodity. People have different opinions on where it's going. But I do think that stablecoin is quite promising, especially for global companies that are moving money around globally to create a mechanism for us to essentially reduce costs in terms of moving money internationally. So that's super interesting to us, and we're definitely going to take a look.
So he says Bitcoin is a proven commodity. Obviously, we can see the price soaring, the adoption happening, but also stablecoins are very important. That infrastructure that it is providing is doing wonders for the payments infrastructure and just crypto ecosystems as a whole. Now, let's check this out. Are stablecoins the future of global finance? And we got a post right here from coinmetrics.io. Stablecoins have evolved from trading tools into a foundational layer of digital finance, now powering over 230 billion in supply and 60+% of on-chain transaction volume. 200 billion in supply, 60% of the transactions. Now I tell you right now, when I trade crypto or buying crypto or moving from in and out from Coinbase, I'm always using USDC. So for one, you got Circle being the issuer of USDC, now a public company. It has just put himself in position to be even bigger and also to collaborate with Fortune 500 companies to integrate them with USDC. So that's number one. Then number two, we're just seeing the market scale and adoption. 230 billion is amazing. 1.5 million transaction or active addresses. Everyone's using stablecoins. Some people use Tether. Many others use USDC. I'm more of a USDC person. However, I have used Tether. So it is popping. And then when we're looking at blockchains that are really popping, Tron surges. Tron is essentially the number one USDC chain, and it is popping. So congratulations. The total transactions on Tron exceeded 10.6 billion. That's a lot of transactions, y'all. Tron now has over 312 million total accounts and 10.6 billion total transactions. So Tron is surging in a way that most crypto platforms, blockchains are not doing. So you got to give Tron some look, basically, right? And then when we see stablecoins, more from Tron, stablecoins make up 60% of on-chain transaction volumes. Tron being that leader right now, other than Ethereum. Tron is one of the top settlement layers powering that growth, enabling fast, efficient stablecoin usage worldwide. And if you're a Tron user or have tested Tron out, please let me know in the comments. How fast is it? How smooth is it? Where are you sending stable coins? Is there any cool dexes like that I should check out? But I'm impressed. Now, stablecoin volume by blockchain. And then we have these charts here from January 2023 to February of 2025. Now, Tron is the one in red. Ethereum is the blue. And then you got Polygon, Binance, and Solana there. So Tron is dominating. It's over half. Then you have Ethereum, and this goes like this over several periods of time, months, and then years. And we get to 2024 of July, and you slowly see Solana taking more of that volume. Binance Chain, CZ, and Polygon taking more of that volume. However, Tron has stayed solid. And as a blockchain infrastructure, like a layer one, I'm like kind of mind blown that there's that much volume going on. And I know Tron is founded by Justin's son, so there's got to be a lot of the Asian population out there in Asia using it. And there's a lot more people in China. There's a lot more people as in Asia as a whole. So they're doing a lot of volume. And then if y'all know anything more about Tron or where that volume's coming from, let me know. We're going to continue to investigate that. So Tron making it happen. Payment infrastructure, right? That's the next thing, that's popping. You have the Visas, you have the MasterCards, you have the stablecoins. The Paracard right here on Algorand has launched recently. I covered that with y'all, powered by Immersive. So you got a startup partnering with MasterCard, and then that startup then goes and partners with a blockchain, and this blockchain in particular is Algorand. So the Paracard spends your USDC wherever MasterCard is accepted. Now, when we look back, remember you have Uber talking about stablecoins are promising for global transactions. So if you're out here in the future, you're using the Uber app, imagine having the option to pay with stablecoin. So essentially, you're going to have some type of wallet connection. Maybe you can pay directly with the Para wallet for Uber. Maybe they have a special just crypto integration in general where you can buy stable coins or send stable coins from Coinbase. There's a lot of opportunities to do a Circle, Coinbase, Uber collaboration. And then you throw in Waymo in there. So you have a autonomous driver. You pay your autonomous driver with your USDC powered and partnered through Circle and Coinbase. And that's the future that we are heading to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of mind blown right now. There's a lot of value added situations. You have the Coinbase stock, the Circle stock, the Uber stock, the MasterCard stock, the Visa stock. And then on the blockchain front, you have the Algorands, the Stellar Lumens, the Trons, the Ethereums, and the Bitcoins, and a few others that we can all get some value from all of this adoption happening. And this is what we all wanted, was mass adoption, and it's coming in forms that many people have not suspected. So here it is, spend your USDC wherever MasterCard is accepted. And then unleash the power of decentralized spending. Join the future of finance where you can call the shots with the Paracard, experience trustless transactions, and cut out the middleman. No banks, no exchanges, no yearly fees, or no sign-up fees. Unleashing the power of your money like never before. So that's how they pushing it. And then right now, this beta is available in the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, New Zealand, Spain. And then word is they'll be spreading to more and more countries over time. And then the next one we have that we should all be paying attention to as well is Stellar Lumens. They are building out an amazing infrastructure for stable coins as well. So you have remittances, which is supporting payments between individuals to cover everyday expenses. So that's the working people. Business invoicing, invoice suppliers and other enterprises without pre-funding accounts. That's different. Global payroll, pay out wages in local currencies with no minimum transaction requirements. Treasury management, right? I'm thinking about sovereign wealth funds and stuff. Maintain liquidity in operating accounts without pre-funding accounts. That no pre-funding is very interesting. Social payouts, issue partial and full payments for grants, aids, and government services. That is definitely happening big time. The UN is definitely making things happening. I covered before, Idris Elba has the Akuna wallet where they are working with artists out in Ghana. Ghana's popping. Enterprise payouts, reconcile corporate payouts without pre-funding accounts. That's a word they keep using. Merchant settlement, process payouts and easily convert funds back to a single operating currency. So that's like the USDC. Then you can jump back to local currencies. I think that's a big part what's going to be on the way. Obviously, the United States would love to have the US dollar, the USDC be everywhere. However, people do use Tether, and Tether is a dollar, but not necessarily the United States dollar. So that's what's happening, y'all. That's what's happening with USDC, infrastructure payments, and then the adoption of the blockchains and the public companies out here in the real world. Now, let's dive in a little bit deeper to Algorand. So here's a post right here. What's on the way for Algorand? New roadmap. That means a new technical roadmap and a plan from the foundation of what they plan to do this next year or so to get more traction. You got peer-to-peer gossip nodes. So that's when you can do more as a node runner, more relay nodes, helping to secure the chain and with its decentralization. We already are having payouts from running a node. I use Valar. Let me know if y'all have any questions about that. It's been chill. And then they're coming with the new interoperability partnerships. One of those is with Chainlink's CCIP. That's where you can basically be interoperable with other blockchains. So they got, the base is interoperable with AVAX, with Ethereum. They're bouncing around. And Algorand wants to be a part of that. It would make everything smoother on the back end, especially for the builders building the app and for the users that are using those apps. So then they have new payment partnerships. Obviously, I think the big one is with MasterCard. So I'm curious about who else they're going to be partnering with. And then the world's largest hackathon, we covered that. It's, I think, $1 million prize or something like that for the winner of the hackathon. But essentially, if you don't know what a hackathon is, they're not really hacking. It's like a build-a-thon. Teams get together. They create a product using, this one in particular will be with AI and using blockchain, fusing that together to create something cool. Right now, everyone's creating some type of AI agent. So I imagine it's going to be more of that type of stuff. XGov Council, people have been frustrated about how to get funding. So we'll see how this goes. A new platform coming. And obviously what people want more than anything, new marketing, a new marketing campaign, and a lot more to come. They got a town hall that I'll probably tune in to see what's happening. And then here's some stats. May was a great month for Algorand. You have online stake at 7.1%. So that went up. Asset creations went up almost 5%. Monthly active users went up 4%. Real world asset TVL up 2.6%. Transaction volume up. So everything's up. They said we hit 3 billion transactions and 2 billion in online stake. That's a good month. So the goal obviously for them is to top that month over month, week over week, quarter over quarter, year over year. And obviously for those out there holding Algorand, you obviously want the price to go up so it can reflect for y'all. So I'll say they're doing a good job in terms of these numbers right here. And the marketing team, they've been working it. Now, an update from Para, Universal Wallets. With Universal Wallets, one 24-word phrase gives you multiple Algorand accounts, easy backup and recovery, seamless switching, future support for new features. Obviously, I had probably 3-4 wallets over the years. When the My Algo hack happened, I had to rekey it. So that was a cool feature. I was safe. But now they're like, you don't need to do all that. You create one account, and then that one account essentially can spawn you more accounts. So your passwording is more connected. Is that a vulnerability? Maybe not. I don't think so. I don't like having so many passwords in general. So having one would be cool, one super password. Very interesting. So that's the update by Para. Para is doing this thing. Obviously, Para got that MasterCard deal. Now, Pact. Remember, Pact, they did a partnership really a merger with Humble Swap. So that Humble Swap platform is gone. Now there's only Pact. So they integrated everything that Humble Swap is doing. And now they're like, we're ready. The POW, which is the Power token, is set to launch June 26th. So towards the end of this month, in a few weeks. We know there are many questions around tokenomics, airdrops, governance, and distributions. Let us know your comments. So they have a information out where they're going to break it all down. And obviously what people really want to know about is the airdrop. They want to know, are we going to get that free money for using your platform for all these years? So here we are. It says, we are pleased to relay to our long-term users that there will be an airdrop of 5% of the supply, okay, to reward and give us thanks to our historic users on both Pact and Humble, as well as our Pact NFT holders. We have designed this to be as fair as possible, implementing a variable score across a multitude of metrics for our users to help prevent early whales and better reward our loyal users no matter the size. The airdrop will be claimable on June 23rd and will be accessed through our website, with the link going public on the 19th to allow users to see their allocations and plan their strategies moving forward. This airdrop will be available for 3 months, at which time unclaimed funds will be returned to the protocol and held, setting up to be one of the first governance votes of how we should redistribute. Unlocks of TGE, while a vast majority of the tokens will remain locked to align the long-term interest with our investors, team, and community, there are some early unlocks which we want to shed a light on their purpose. So we know that Tiny Man dropped. They did an airdrop. You know, I got some of those. Some of y'all out there got some. They use that as a governance token, staking, rewards, and whatnot, right? That's usually the game. Folks Finance, they've been planning for a while. No one really knows what all those points are going to accumulate to. We will see. This platform, Pact, is moving much faster than folks. They're dropping. They want to give people some rewards, right? All throughout the blockchain space, it's like, give people a sample, give it some utility, put people in position that they want to accumulate more. Founders, teams, whoever else got in early gets rewarded by the appreciation of its value. I'm going to be watching this one. Very interesting. And then here we are to close it out with some more Algorand metrics. Algorand is leading all blockchains on a 7-day active growth, address growth per Nansen AI. How do chains compare on metrics, key metrics? So Algorand, 1.2 million active addresses, which is a 72% increase, change. Avalanche, 300,000. Berachain, never heard of that one, 100,000. Hyper EVM, 100,000. Blast, 19. Psy V2, 2.287 million. So that's 40% change. So Algorand's increasing metric here was that these active addresses changed by 72% for a 7 day. So whatever was happening that week, it got popping. It got popping. So a lot of big news from Algorand right there. Let me know what y'all think about Algorand in the comments below. Now, this is for my passive income investors. I love passive income. This is a passive income network. So I want to talk to y'all about some of my favorite dividend stocks. I got 3 dividend stocks that are very powerful to put some money in your pocket, less volatility, and have you earning a yield that is outside of crypto, that is outside of bonds and other forms of money earning. These is really good. So this one right here is LTC Properties, right? LTC Properties. LTC Properties, they're a REIT, real estate investment trust, and they deal with retirement homes. They have a high occupancy. That means they're always booked. And as people get older and over throughout these years and times, you want to go move to somewhere where you have stable living and all of the amenities. And for us as investors, we can get some bread off of that. We can get monthly money off of that. So this is a very secure, pretty dope monthly dividend stock. Currently, the yield is at 6.5%. Remember, the bonds right now, or the yields you can earn on platforms like Robinhood, Coinbase, and other platforms, is about 4%. So this is 2.5% higher. Dividend yield of 6.5%. They've been a company since 1992. They don't miss on paying out, and every month they pay out 19 cents per share. So for about a $30 stock, you get 19 cents a month. Pretty solid. That's pretty solid to add to the portfolio. So if you want to earn income monthly, here it is. Boom, pay it out. Remember, put your drip, dividend, reinvestment plan on, and then it will buy you more shares over time. So 19 cents per share, which is 6.5%. And then the next one up, one of my favorites, this is Gladstone Investment Corporation. Now, Gladstone Investment Corporation been public since about 2005, so they over 20 years in the game. They always pay out, and what I like about Gladstone is they give you monthly payments, right, of about 8 cents. But what they also do, they give you bonus payments. Sometimes you get your regular 12 a year, but sometimes they give you an extra 2 or 3 payments, and they're usually around 50 cents a share. So you can get up to 13, 14, 15 payments a year with this. So that's pretty dope. So they pay a 6.9% dividend yield. That's even higher than LTC Properties. And this company here, Gladstone, is a business development company. So they buy non-public companies, they help grow them, develop them, build them up, and they use the revenue, the profits, to pay out us as the holders. In the last 5 years, the stock is up about 25%. Solid as well, small growth. However, the 6.9% paying you out monthly, that's fire, right? Now, finally, this one here is a nice grower over time, and this one is the Schwab US Dividend ETF, which is SCHD by Schwab. And that's where I brokerage, the brokerage I use. Schwab is good, Charles Schwab. They bought out TD Ameritrade merger. But anyways, the dividend yield is 3.9%. So very close to that 4%, which we know eventually that 4% bond will go down once market conditions change or Jerome Powell reduce the interest rates. 3.9, solid, some of the best out there. And then this ETF has like Home Depot, Lowe's, Coca-Cola, a whole mixture of companies that are dividend kings, that are very consistently paying out dividends over time. So 3.9%, pretty fire. This is a quarterly stock, so you get 4 payments a year, about 25 cents a share. So also pretty solid if you're adding something like this to your investment strategy, investment plan, your passive income, your dividend portfolio. I would definitely look into that one. So that's 3 dividend plays for y'all: Schwab, LTC Properties, and Gladstone Investments. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me know if you have any questions about these dividends as well. Until the next time, y'all. Peace. Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.